Good morning or good afternoon to the first grade Great Oaks Legacy Charter School students. Yesterday, you watched a video on regrouping and subtraction for trimester 3, week 1 remote learning. Yesterday, we focused on figuring out and deciding whether or not we needed to subtract and whether or not we needed to regroup in subtraction or if we did not need to. We found out yesterday that regrouping means that we change one 10 stick into 10 ones cube, or we could do the opposite, change 10 ones cube into one 10 stick. And we know that when we regroup, that means there's not enough in the ones place to be able to take away when we're subtracting. So that's why we need to borrow a 10 stick, and we change this 10 stick to be 10 ones cubed, so that way the ones place has enough. So with that being said, today I'm going to show you another 2 extra problems that we are going to do and that you're going to work on by yourself. So let's take a look at our first problem. So for our first problem, we have 19 minus 9 equals blank. The first thing that we need to do is we need to write our numbers, 19 minus 9, inside of our place value chart. In order for us to do that, remember, I always want you to draw that line in the middle because it's important to make sure that we are going to write our numbers nice and neat. Now, yesterday I drew it myself. Today I'm going to have a lot of the typed up numbers, so that way it's a lot more neater compared to yesterday's video. So we have 19 minus 9. I drew my line in the middle, straight and neat. Now I have to put my numbers. I see 19 is my first number. Remember, when we subtract, the bigger number comes first. So I have 19. My first number goes here, 19. Remember, all the numbers go above the line. Next, I have minus 9. I already see my minus sign here. That's already there for us. And now we have to put 9. Remember, you got to think, where does the 9 go? Does it go in the tens place under the 1? Or does it go in the ones place under the 9? If the number's all by itself and it's less than 10, then we know that this number 9 goes in the ones place because it's all by itself and it is less than 10. So my 9 goes underneath the other 9 in the ones place. Now that I put all my numbers out, now I can draw my base 10 symbol. When we're subtracting, we only need to draw the bigger number. My bigger number is my first number, and that is 19. So I'm going to draw 19. In the number 19, I have 1 in the tens place, so I'm going to draw 1 10 stick. In the number 19, I have 9 in the ones place, so I'm going to draw 9 ones cubed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now remember, I drew circles because it's just a lot easier for us to draw, and we've been doing this from the beginning of the school year. We draw circles to represent our ones cubed, so that way we're not making too much time on drawing boxes. So now I have to see. I drew my 10 stick. I drew my 9 ones cube for the number 19. My second number is minus 9. Whenever you see this minus sign, that means we need to subtract. So I want to take away 9. Let me see if I have enough to take away 9. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have the perfect amount to take away 9. So that means if I don't need to borrow because I have enough, that means I'm going to circle no. I do not need to regroup. So I'm just going to take away 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I took away 9 and I had enough. Now that I have enough, I didn't need to go to the tens place to borrow because I have more than enough to take away 9. Now I'm going to count my leftovers. I'm going to go to the tens place first. How many 10 sticks do I have? I only have 1. So I'm going to write the number 1 down. How many ones cubed do we have left? Do we have any left? No, we do not. So I'm going to write 0. So that means my answer for 19 minus 9 is going to be 10. 10 is my answer for 19 minus 9. In this problem, we did not regroup. I circled no because we had enough to take away in the ones place. Now let's take a look at our next problem. We have 20 minus 8 equals blank. Just like the other problem, I'm going to start off by drawing my line straight in the middle. I see my straight line in the middle. Now I'm going to write my numbers, 20 minus 8, inside my place value chart. My first number is 20. My second number is 8. Now I got to think, does the 8 go in the tens place under the 2 or in the ones place under the 0? Think about it. If you thought about it and your answer was under the 0 in the ones place, you are correct. The 8 goes under the 0 in the ones place because the 8 is all by itself and it's less than 10. So it goes in the ones place. So now that I have my number, 20 minus 8 equals, I need to draw my base 10 symbols. Remember, am I going to draw the number 20 or am I going to draw the number 8? We want to draw the number 20 because 20 is the bigger number. When we subtract, we are only drawing the bigger number, and that bigger number is always the first number. So I have the number 20. In the number 20, I have 2 in the tens place, so I'm going to draw 2 10 sticks. I have 0 in the ones place, so I'm not going to draw anything in the ones place. Now that I have my number 20, which is just 2 10 sticks, I want to take away minus 8. I see my number 8 here, so remember, I see a minus sign. That means I need to take away 8 because there's a minus sign. Now let's see if I could take away 8. Uh-oh, there's nothing in the ones place. So if there's nothing inside the ones place, that means I need to regroup. Because I can't take away 8 from nothing. There's nothing there. So that means I need to regroup and borrow a 10 stick. So I'm going to cross this out, this 10 stick out. I'm going to draw an arrow to the ones place because I'm giving this 10 stick to the ones place. And now I'm going to draw 10 ones cube because 1 10 stick is equal to 10 ones cube. So I'm going to draw that out. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember, 1 10 stick is equal to 10 ones cube. So I drew my 10 ones cube. Now I could take away 8 because remember, we're subtracting 8 minus 8. So I'm going to cross out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means I'm going to circle the remainder. I only have 2 left in the ones place. So now that I circled the remainder, I gotta see what the other remainders are. In the tens place, I only have 1 10 stick. I only have 1 10 stick, so I have 1 in the tens place. And I have 2 remainder in the ones place, so I have 2. So that's my answer. 20 minus 8 equals to 12. So my final answer for 20 minus 8 is 12. For this problem, we needed to regroup, yes, because we did not have enough in the ones place. There was nothing there, so I couldn't take anything away. I could not take away 8. So I needed to borrow a 10 stick. I crossed it out, I drew an arrow, and I drew 10 ones cube. Because remember, 1 10 stick is equal to 10 ones cube. And then I crossed out 8. And when I crossed out 8, I only have 2 left over in the ones place, and my number became 12. So 20 minus 8 equals 12. So let's do a recap. Remember, you only regroup when you do not have enough to take away in the ones place. That means you go to the tens place and you borrow a 10 stick so you could draw 10 ones cube in the ones place. In this problem, like we saw before, you cannot take away 8 from 0 in the ones place, so you needed to borrow a 10 stick from the tens place. And you do not need to regroup when you have enough to take away in the ones place. Oop, that's a typo. Sorry, it should say ones place. In the problem that we saw for 19 minus 9, we had enough to take away 9 because we already had 9 ones cubed. We took away 9, we had perfect amount. So that means we did not need to regroup. So our answer was 10. So now that you just saw 2 examples, I hope this was useful for you guys. Now it's your turn to practice in your independent practice. Again, if you have questions, remember you could always call your teachers and to ask those additional questions and for extra support. Good luck!